Right. In evilism, I had made many, many rules. So it was not anarchy. Anarchy is without rules. But it works if you know how to work it. Anyway, so um, evilism, in evilism, I made a whole bunch of rules for ease, of course, because I am the master of evilism. I have done all the levels. They made me do them in the dark. They were done by special people. I call them knights, and they did it over and over and over again to make sure that I was the top of evilism, to make sure I had the best level and the highest level. um, in evilism, I made the rule you got to do some kind of form of martial arts. When I was a kid, I already did martial arts. Just one or two belts. I don't remember. I think I got the green belt, but maybe not. I think I learned like two or three stances, or like two punches and one kick. But still, that's the beginning. I know that there's going to be some people in evilism, if I get evilism off the ground at all, because they totally have failed me on evilism, I'll tell you that. But me and Moon Girl are probably the only evilists if they didn't even show the books. My dad got really mad at the books, and he changed words in them and published. And when I published them, I thought they were my words, because I already freaking wrote them, right? So when I published them, I thought it was only my words, but I had typed the two books that are typed on my dad's computer, and then I put them on flash drives. And when I was at my dad's house, the flash drives disappeared too. Later, my dad said, "I hate your books. I fucking hated them." Right? But him changing the parts that he changed in my books, it ruined my life a little bit. More than a little bit, a lot. Because of this game that everybody is playing. Oh, look at this, and look at this, and look at this. Yeah. When I first started evilism, of course, 10 years ago, I was in prison. And in prison, there's a lot of different rules. You got to watch out for yourself. There's something called prison politics. And in prison politics is the interaction between each group in prison that are called cars. And they're gangs, okay? And evilism, I started my own gang. In prison, our car, because everybody that I hung out with, we didn't have a car. And not having a car or a gang in prison will get you fucked up. So I started making rules based on that prison politics. And those prison politics, they're kind of like rules in anarchy where you do anything goes, The big dog is the one that will stand tall, right? So while I was in prison, I made rules like you should only, attack somebody that is out of your group, and always keep, your group close, and don't take advantage of anybody except for outside of your group. If you need something from them, you take it from the enemy or people that are outside your group that are not necessarily the enemy, but they are, open field game, because that's how it is in prison. If you don't take for somebody else to get what they took from you, or what they have, and that one thing they have, or all the things they have will dominate you, then you're fucked, okay? And that's where I made most of the prison rules. Like I said, don't shake the hand of the police. Don't shake the hand of the police, because it's a bad vibe. More than that, if you're seen shaking the hands of the police when you're in prison, you're fucked. Everybody will go after you, and you will be the victim. But it doesn't mean not shaking. If you don't shake the hands of the police, what is it going to do? But, everybody who looked at my book maybe didn't know that I was in prison. So now usually when I write something and I'm in prison or I'm in jail or I'm somewhere else, I used to usually say where I am. Right now I'm in this place, because you don't know the fucking rules if you haven't been there, okay? So anyways, learn martial arts, that's one. Another rule was if you're within 500 feet of me, you have to say who you are. But really, if you're within 8 feet of me, I want you to say I, or no, or do this. And that means no. But I was nonviolent. I preached nonviolence pretty much for the whole time, this last 10 years, But there's times to fight and there's times not to fight. And there are times when you have to follow the rules of the politics that I were surrounded by. If you are weak in prison and you have a gang or a group or a car that you created to help all of the people, you know, around you that you cared about and you were family pretty much with, and you don't follow them, you're fucked. You're just fucked.